So guys, we're taking a bit of a break from the usual mountain and ski related content, and we're gonna do some stuff to the truck today. And what we're gonna do is front brakes, rotors, calipers, pads, whole shebang. And after that, we are going to do an engine oil change. We're doing this on my F-150, which is a 2006 with a 5.4 liter V8. Truck has 276,000 miles, and these, as far as I know, are still the original calipers in there. And yeah, they've definitely seen some better days. The one on the passenger side is sticking. Hasn't fully seized up, but it's definitely getting sticky. So let's dive right into this. Start with taking that wheel off. Well guys, now that we've got the wheel off, you can see that there's actually a good, these pads are not bad by any means, but I do remember putting these pads and rotors on last year, and they were a cheap knockoff brand, and they've already gone to squealing like crazy. So we're just gonna do them all, get rid of them. That's why cheap parts are not worth your while. I really ought to listen to myself sometimes on that. I always tell my family and friends that, and then what do? I go and buy cheap knockoffs, and well, this is what I get. So to start out with, we're gonna need to get the caliper off, and to do that, you're gonna need to take these bolts loose right here. I can't remember the exact size, but I will check back with you guys once I have everything either off or what we need. Okay guys, got the caliper bolts out. These guys right here. 13mm socket. Let's see how this caliper comes out. Oh yeah, she's all crusty. Oh geez. This is gonna be fun. You know what? I might just... Okay, this caliper put up a little bit more of a fight than I thought it would, but it is off. You can see she is definitely not the best. You know, the pads don't really look that bad. They've been on there, let's see. These have been on there, the pads and rotor have been on there about 1.5 years. So overall, that's really not bad. Next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna get this caliper bracket off and eventually get that brake line loose. But I gotta get something to catch the fluid coming out, so here we go. Well, boy howdy guys, let me tell you, no matter how many times I do caliper bolts, I'm reminded, man, those things stink. But on the positive side, the bracket's now off. You can see the lines loose. But on the positive side as well, the rotor is just like that, coming right off. So, I've not really done anything like this on camera before, so let's try it. What do you guys say? Let's unbox the new and see what a thing of beauty this is. Trying to do this one-handed, guys, so sorry if the angle kind of stinks. Whew, man. It even comes with brake hardware, so I don't have to worry about the stuff in the pad box. Nice. Look at that. That's a thing of beauty, guys. All right. Let's get it on there just as soon as I figure out which one of those rotors goes on this side. Let's get that right now. Figured I'd do this on camera too, because why not? But also for you guys having a bit of humor today, I forgot my multi-tool, so when you don't have a knife, use power cord, because heck with it all. Let's see if I can just pop the side. Yeah, just like that. On the other side. And these are drilled and slotted rotors in here, so let's see which one this is. And that, oh, it even says on there, front passenger side, so that one will go on the other side. So, cool. I get to do a double unboxing here. Let's do the ones for this side. Gosh, that moment when this power plug may not have as clean a cut as some knives I've tried to use, but almost cuts through this tape better. There we go. Just like that. More. Just like that. More shiny new parts. So guys, the installation procedure is very straightforward when it comes to disc brakes like this. The only thing you really need to do is just slide it over the lugs, or not lugs, excuse me, studs, as you see here. And as you put the caliper and pads back on, it'll help seat the rotor into place, and then when you torque your wheel on top of that, it just seats it into place even more. As you can see, it's kind of loose right now as I get the caliper back on there, which I have now installed the pads with their new hardware. I'm just going to slide this all on as one unit. Also, as a side note, I started to think, crud, I'm going to hopefully not have to reuse crush washers on the brake line, but if I do, well, I have to, because you need to have a crush washer. But check that out, guys. It actually comes with 2 new crush washers, one for the top and one for the bottom. I really, really like that, so props to Summit Racing. All right, guys, I need both hands to put this caliper assembly back on, so I will check back once it is installed. One thing I almost forgot to mention, guys, that spring's not on there straight. I'm going to fix that, but make sure to put those springs on there. I just had to take these back out because I forgot to put those springs in. If you forget to put those springs in when putting in your new brakes, you're not going to have a very fun time. Yeah, you can see how hard I'm clamping here. These springs are strong, so yeah. Now, take 2, I guess. Well, guys, the new caliper, pad, and rotor is installed. The last thing to do is put the brake line back on, put the wheel back on, and then bleed the brakes. Remember, whenever you go to put your bleeder valve back on, or bolt or brake line back on, make sure you have a crush washer on top and on the bottom, and these are 2 new crush washers. The old ones are right there, and you can see they're all wallowed and smashed. And also make sure that when you go to put your new caliper back on completely, make sure that you route the brake line properly. You can see the notch right here, how it's routed up and around the back of the bleeder valve, around the caliper, and back up again. That's the way you want it, and that's the way it should be. Then you tighten that down with a ratchet. Get ready to bleed your brakes. There we go. Well, guys, only thing left to do is put the wheel back on, and look at that. All nice and pretty. Pretty stark contrast compared to what it was. So, I probably won't film as much on the other side, but I'll still give you a little snippets here and there, and then we'll do the oil change. And by that, I mean, I guess I just won't film any of the passenger side at all, but you can see it in there, all nice and new. Next thing we're gonna do is the oil change. This is something I started doing on all the vehicles that I work on / own or whatever for my family and my friends. That's the amount of quarts it takes to fill the engine up and the drain plug size. This is a factory Ford remanufactured engine in here, and you can see that the old number was 15, now it's 16, but still it saves you a good bit of time. You know exactly how much oil you need, and you know exactly what socket size to get. So there we go. Okay guys, here we are under the truck. Let's do this oil change. Like I said, this is a 16mm socket. I don't usually put it on there too tight, but I don't know, I guess it just kind of snapped back like that, made it look like I did, but no, you never want to put your drain plug on there too tight, because the last thing you want to do is put it on there too tight, and then you strip your oil pan bolts out. You're gonna have a very, very, very bad time if you do that. Okay, oh, here it starts to come. Nice. I got a little bit on me. Not too bad though. Sounds like a dog drinking water there, draining down into that container. Also a note, I guess, the nice shiny new caliper over on the other side. Yeah, she starts to slow down a bit. More underneath there. Alright guys, you always want your oil drain to shrink to a trickle. You never want to give it, like you'd never want to just put it back in right here. You always, when I say shrink to a trickle, I mean shrink to like just dripping, like a leaky faucet. Best way to put it. We're just not quite there yet, so I will resume the video when it is time. Okay guys, so now that we're putting the oil back in, I probably should have showed you how much was left in there, but oh well. Can't win them all. Totally gonna grab my ratchet here with oily hands, but oh well. It's not gonna hurt it. If anything, it's just free rust proofing, right? Like I say, you never want there, and that's all the tighter I'm gonna put it on there. You never want to put your drain plug on there too tight. So this truck, having the FX4 package, has a skid plate under the engine and front diff, so there's a nice hole made there for catching oil that drips out of the oil filter when we take that off. Nice added touch. So now let's get that oil filter off, and you guys will see how only Ford can make an oil filter such a pain to get to. Not joking. So guys, when I said only Ford can make an oil filter such a pain to get to, wasn't kidding. I don't even know if you can see it. Oh yeah, you kind of can. Right there. Way down there, that guy is the oil filter. So in order to get it off, I usually just take this guy loose because it's easier to get the filter from the top than it is from the bottom. Well guys, I forgot to record the initial removal of the oil filter, but you'll get the best of it right here. Getting the filter off. Comes out sideways, so I cannot fill it up before I put it on. There we go. It's the old filter. Let's see how much fun it is to get the new one on. Alrighty, after getting that filter all nice and coated, let's try to get it back on here. See how much it fights. Usually it's a guessing game on how long it's gonna take. I have sat here and spun like this to try to get that filter on for 10 minutes. No way did that just bite already. Wow. Wow. Okay, now that's some luck right there. There's no need to get these any tighter than hand tight. Maybe a quarter turn with filter wrench, but there's really no need for it. All right, that's that. And now we fill it up with 7.5 quarts of liquid gold. Alrighty, let's start her up, see how she does. Why did I just shut it off again? Because you always want to check your oil to see if you need to add any more right after you do the change. A lot of people don't do that, and sometimes it bites them. Well guys, there we go. Everything's all done. Oil changed. I didn't need to add any more. Brakes are done. Everything's done. So guys, this video has been a little bit different from the usual ski-related content or ski lift-related content on my channel. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys want to see more stuff like this. As always, thanks for watching, and have a good one. See you in the next video.